I'm so happy they're back. I feel like I'm so happy they're back and they're still great. Jesus Christ, that's awesome.
Yes,
It's as strong as any of their other albums. It's yeah. I was not expecting it to be just on par with everything. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, whether we like it or not. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my refused co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
Hello.
And today, what are we talking about today, Alex?
We got the brand new reunion album by Mclusky entitled "The World Is Still Here and So Are We," which is an appropriate title.
It sure is. Hell yes. Loose ends. We've been doing a lot of loose ends this year. We have even more coming up. So check out our full episode on Mclusky. What episode was that? I didn't prep this beforehand because I literally forgot this was a loose ends.
So did I, and you're the king of episode numbers.
I've given up that journey. It's episode 114. It's probably deleted from Spotify. By the way, everything's deleted off Spotify. Spotify's fucked for us now. Going forward, it's fine. But we've lost like a lot of episodes on Spotify. So maybe it's not on Spotify. But it is on YouTube. It is on Apple. So go check out the full episode of Mclusky. And yeah, that was so long ago. Episode 114. Was not expecting a Mclusky reunion.
I was not either. Although, well, I guess they were playing some shows in the lead up to this, so should have seen it coming. But
yeah. You never know what you're gonna get when you get a soft reunion like that, or if they're just gonna run around playing shows, or if they're gonna put out a new album. And with a new album, it's always like it's funny. I don't even understand what it is exactly, but there's certain bands where I wasn't worried about this album. When I heard they were putting out a new album, I somehow already knew it was going to be good. By the way, I like the album a lot. How do you like it?
Oh yeah, it's great. I feel like they never stopped, and it's kind of surreal that this is like 20 years later almost.
Yeah, 2004. So yeah, 21 years.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's right. That's the name of that album. That's one of my favorite album titles of all time. It's The Difference Between Me and You Is That I'm Not on Fire.
Yeah.
Truly one of the greatest album titles ever made. So good. These guys are absolutely hilarious. And yeah, this album. So I saw that they were putting a new album. I immediately got excited. I knew it was going to be good. I don't know. What do you think goes into like a reunion album and you're not worried about it?
I think you do have to take the band's like their entire career into consideration. I think the more groundbreaking they are, the harder it's gonna be to do that reunion album. I think there's a certain like je ne sais quoi, if it's this whatever. It's been out for a while. We're gonna get around to it. The Volta, so to speak.
Yeah. We will be doing an episode on that in the future.
Yes,
soon enough.
But and like, not to take anything away from Mclusky, but they are like, they've just been a very fun modern punk band who knows who they are. There's like less on the line with them, and I think to just be themselves and have fun, like there's this way less pressure on a Mclusky reunion album than there is like a Mars Volta album, if that makes any sense.
Less pressure for sure. These guys, I wouldn't even call them punk. I would call them more noise rock. They're one of those, like, if you call them, you can call them whatever you want, noise rock, post-hardcore, whatever, punk, but because they do a little bit of everything. And that also helps them because they're not really tied. Like, I don't know. They've always done just some crazy fun bullshit, but they've always done it in a way that just, I don't know how to explain it, because this album does it too, where it's just, it feels super adventurous and weirdly, I'm trying to think of like fancy words just to say it has a lot of variety.
Sure.
Like the amount of types of songs on this album is pretty astounding if you were just to look at it and say, oh, here's this new reunion album from this noise rock band. And every song, it does something way wildly different from the one before it. It is nuts. There are parts of it that remind me of Black Midi vocally, which is very weird.
Yeah. It's a UK thing. Also talking about like,
oh, they're from Wales. Oh no shit! I forgot that. I just in my head I thought they were American. They're definitely not American. They're so not American.
No. Also, going back to like, how do you like? When are you not worried for a reunion album? I think of that like Train Spotting quote you like, where he's talking about like Sean Connery or something.
Sean Connery or Lou Reed, Lou Reed, Elvis Presley.
Yeah. What is it like? One day you got it, and then
you lose it. Yeah. And like and you're listening to it, even though it's not bad, in your heart you know it's just shite.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Mclusky is not a band where I have to worry about them losing it for some reason.
Yeah. There are certain bands I felt it in my soul. I was excited, and it just. So I haven't listened to them in a while. It still feels different. It still feels like they're not just retreading whatever the hell they used to do. Vocally, I would say this is one of their craziest, if not their craziest. Like, and I don't mean that in like when you think of crazy vocals, I don't mean like some David Yao shit. I mean it's just the weirdness. Like it feels weird when he's singing soft and just kind of talking. It's just it feels so odd.
Maybe he heard Gordy Greep and he's like, it's okay for us to sing like this now.
It's exactly, dude. Because going to the opener, Unpopular Parts of a Pig. I love these song titles. Some of the best song titles of the year on this album. It's like a pretty straightforward but fairly ugly main riff, but it's spliced in these acapella moments, and his voice is it's so Welsh. I don't know how else to explain it.
I love the like galloping snares on that track towards the end where it like kind of escalates. Just like fun stuff. Like what else can you ask for from an opener? Yeah,
this whole album is just fun is the best word for it, because it's exciting. It's short as hell. It's like a half hour. By the way, this comes out, we're putting this out the week of May 9th. Or May 9th, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
So this comes out May 9th. And so it's really short. Every song does something different. The pacing is fantastic, but it is all crazy. There's only one moment, maybe one song where it kind of reins it in and gets a little bit more accessible or poppy. Maybe two moments, but for the most part, it's kooky as shit.
Yeah, would that part be not all steeplejacks?
Yep, not all steeplejacks.
Yeah, that is the like darkest, mellowest mathy song on the album.
Dark? You think it's dark?
I do think it's a little dark. It also like I forget they're technically a 90s band.
Oh, technically, yeah.
And yeah, they do such a good job of bringing these like 90s sounds throughout the album without it feeling dated.
Yeah, there's some like Call Me Lightning kind of stuff, like that vein of 90s noise rock, like late 90s noise rock kind of stuff. A little bit of that, but there is a whole layer of Mclusky personality on here that it is very delightful. So one thing I like a lot, I mean, track 2 is Cops and Coppers, where it has this herky jerky main riff, and then it starts to swing after a little bit. It's the thing with a lot of these songs, they do stuff where it's just really hard to keep track of. You can't really describe what exactly they sound like, but they all bring their own. I keep saying the same thing in different ways. Every song is so fucking interesting in such different ways.
Yeah, you're spot on about like the herky jerky, like start stop riffs, and I think the name and the lyrics and the way he's executing his vocals, I'm like, oh, this is like an angrier Clash song. Like if the Clash was actually like sounded angry.
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, vocally, that is. So I've touched a little bit about the strangeness of the vocals, but I actually find them to be one of the most engaging parts of the whole album, because
that's high praise coming from you.
It's because they're so unusual. They're so unusual, but he's doing these cadences that end up being really catchy. Maybe he's not even singing any notes. He's just sort of yelling certain lines in a certain way that they just get kind of like, they just become earworms, and I don't even understand how. Like, there's like just the way he repeats certain phrases, or like
I think
the digger you deep is one.
I was gonna say for me it's autofocus on the prime directive. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know why that like gets stuck in my. It probably like due to the repetitive nature of it. It gets stuck in my head.
That one's great because it reminds me if a band. It reminds me if a band like Eagles of Death Metal were good, like that's what it would be like, because it's like party noise rock. It's just so fun and lively, and you could say that you could probably use those words to describe several other songs, but they don't feel the same as that one. That's the only one that feels like a party, a party rock song.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, on their previous albums, they've worked with Albini, and that's a kind of a big gap to fill here. But I love the like production on Way of the Exploding Dickhead and the Battle of Los Angeles Sea.
Los Angeles Sea. I was having trouble with that one.
Los Angeles Sea. It's just very much invoking that like in utero Nirvana era, to me at least. The riffs make me think of that era Nirvana, and to me that's also like where the album really picks up with those two songs for me. Like after those two, I was like, okay, that's it. You've cement, like this is a delightful comeback album. You guys it could end here and I'm happy, but I'm thankful
Agreed.
that it doesn't.
Yeah, I also agree. Even though I do like the two openers, Way of Exploding Dickhead and the Battle of Los Angeles is where it kind of, for one, it showcases the variety, because Way of the Exploding Dickhead, man, I love these song titles. I keep having to say Way of the Exploding Dickhead. It's just big, giant, evil riff, really strong bass line, and these kind of paranoid guitar lines. Absolutely rules. And then Battle of Los Angeles has this strangely sing-alongable verse, but it's like I wasn't too big on it at first listen, but the second one, it says like, this just grabs me. Like these are just such memorable lines, even if they're not like melodic lines in it. Like if I were to point to other songs, they're just there's something grabby about them.
The big ass drum sound on the Battle of Los Angeles Sea like grabbed me immediately. Like this grabbed my attention immediately, and I held on the whole song. I love these like delightfully unhinged guitar lines they have on the song. It's just good stuff.
Yeah. There's another one that I wasn't as big on first listen, but won me over a lot more in second, is People Person, which it's pretty simple compared to the preceding 4 tracks, but man, it just it's a much simpler main riff. It's a much simpler song, but it has these great moments, these really cool guitar lines, this deranged solo that rules.
Yeah, it's funny because the previous 2 songs are pretty abrasive, and then this one, dials it in for the simplicity, but it really is like one of those songs where it's like, turn that up and like blow out your speakers.
Yep, hell yeah. You threw out as one of the reining it in moments of Not All Steeplejacks. The other one, it doesn't quite rein it in as much, but it does change the feel completely, is A Competent Horse Thief, another great song title.
That's
almost poppy indie sounding.
That song's crazy to me. The bass line is very like Minutemen-esque. I can't really think of too many bands I listen to, and it makes me think of the Minutemen. I think because they have such a strong sound that you don't want to pull from it too much, because then
It'd be too obvious.
You're like, that's just the Minutemen. But they
like Primus.
Yeah, but they do this like great bass line, and then it like turns into like alternative, almost like Pixies-esque rock. It's crazy. It's an outlier. I think other bands, it doesn't really make sense on this album, but Mclusky are such madmen that it makes perfect sense for them.
It makes perfect sense in the sense that it's like, oh, I didn't see this coming either.
Yes.
Because it's the catchiest, poppiest, probably the most accessible song on the album. And honestly, if a band were to put out a whole album of songs like that, it would be pretty easy to recommend.
Enough. Yeah, that'd be good enough.
It'd be good enough. But it's this outlier on a fucking nuts album. I actually like it more because of that. And probably my favorite song title of the year, Kafka-esque novelist Franz Kafka.
Yes.
It's so fucking stupid.
With that title, I wouldn't expect this like dirty, grimy, Motorhead sounding bass. But yeah, it's here.
Oh yeah. High speed, punky,
yes.
Short. Yeah, and it still manages to do a few unexpected stuff. Like every song, I mean, even if you think it's going to be simple from the onset, it's going to take you through some turns. What else we got? I mean, really, like it's too hard to explain what the songs sound like. They're just rule. I mean, Chekhov's guns and the fucking dirty bass on that. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I like Chekhov's guns because after Steeplejacks, it's this return to the like dirt and grime. There's like this one point where he's singing like "Who's Got Time to Be Fucking Around," and it reminds me of like Nick Cave's performance on like Stagger Lee, how he's doing these like wavery like big vocals, and so yeah, you get a break almost from those. I'm just gonna call them the Welsh vocals.
Welshman vocals, hell yeah. Very. But One Party System, yet another great song title.
To me, that's the most like that's like the simplest punk song on this album, and it's still a ton of fun.
Easily the most simple song, but ton of fun. Still very paranoid sounding. Still super dirty. I think the closer, Hate the Police, but it's spelled Polis. I think it's the weirdest song on the album, but it's how do you call something the weirdest song on the album on an album full of fucking weird songs? Why is this one weird?
Yeah, it's almost like there's something about it that made me think it's like a sing-along bar song a little bit, and even though it sounds nothing like those songs. And it's just continues this streak of every song's gonna be completely different, and our album's only like 30 minutes.
It's so brief, and that one, it's also weird because for one, it's a weird song. It has these like backup vocal harmonies that just don't. It's like what? There's nowhere else on the album.
That's the thing that made me think of like, oh, you're just singing along to this at a bar.
Yeah. And it's so strange, but also out of every other song on the album, this is the one where the vocals are mixed way louder than every other instrument, like way louder. So it just feels extra weird. And it's still like it's still kind of charming in that way. And then in the final third, it gets big and loud and much heavier, like big, heavy, dirty bass comes in, or the bottom, they crank the bottom end in the final third. And it just feels really good. There's like a falsetto choir at the end. It just sounds like a bunch of drunk guys. It's nice.
Yeah. I wonder if other people have used the term charming to describe Mclusky.
I hope so.
I hope so too, because like Viagra Boys and Mclusky, that's the two weirdo,
yeah,
fun punk abrasive bands we have right now.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'd say it's one of the most fun albums of the year. I mean, easily. It's so interesting. It's genuinely interesting and engaging, along with fun, along with just fucking wild. I'm so happy they're back. I feel like I'm so happy they're back and they're still great. Jesus Christ, that's awesome.
Yes,
It's as strong as any of their other albums. It's yeah. I was not expecting it to be just on par with everything.
if they can get into the States, I need to see these guys live if I have a chance.
Indeed. And this is put. Oh, you also you met. I forgot to bring it up. You threw out that Albini did their other albums. This was mastered by Bob Weston.
Okay.
So there it is. There's one removed from Albini, and
keeping the maybe not legacy, but the tradition alive, I guess.
a little bit, yeah. But it was produced by Anthony Chapman, who, yeah, I don't know what else he's done, but yeah, either way, I mean, it sounds great. Yeah, so check out the album, for the love of God. Check out all their albums. I mean, they're just one of the most fun. I mean, this band remember coming as a surprise. It was requested by Drew, who we haven't heard from in a while, but he did request some episodes for us back in the day, and they were all such great episodes. This one was like a real shocker. Like, oh god damn it, I love this band.
Same. I wasn't really expecting much from the band, but it ended up being a nice like short modern punk noise rock band. So
yeah. So check out the album when it drops on Friday. If you're watching this the day that it's dropping, or just keep an eye on it. By the time you see this, it'll probably already be out. But until then, I'm excited. But
yes,
thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out. And if you want to hang out further, you can do so by telling us we're idiots in the comments, or you can just subscribe and like the video. You can do that too. You can follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey, and Alex on Mclusky at
Octatron3030.
And follow our history guy, Tom Osman, at Tom Osman Sounds on all social media, as well as TomOsmanSounds.com for his music and his podcast, whatever comes next, where he interviews very interesting and cool indie musicians. Links to that in the description. Link to my EP in the description as well. And for the love of God, join the Patreon, patreon.com/everyalbumever. That's where you go. You get the bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who to cover next. You get to join the Discord, be a part of the community, talk shop, talk shit, suggest brand new episodes for us to cover. And if you're tier 2, then you can suggest any bonus episode, any album from anywhere in the world, and we'll do Patreon bonus episodes on it. So it's fun. Go there, do that. Hell yes. And because we no longer do our tradition of final songs, because Spotify is going to remove all of our episodes because of that, we are going to end it now. But still, listen to the album. It's all good stuff. But yeah, until the next one, thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.